Okay. We're on. Is my hair fluffy enough? Hey, how's it going? How are you doing? How was your day? Was it good? That's good, that's good. I'm glad. Today's video, we're going to be talking about alternate day fasting. Well, today's video, we're going to be talking about my alternate day fasting and the challenge I gave myself 30 days ago. So if we don't mind taking a moment, let's talk to me 30 days ago. Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm here with another video. This video is about a 30-day challenge I would like to hold myself accountable for. I'd like to make a video on 30 days trying alternate day fasting, no F-ups, if possible. So what I've done is I got myself a book here, and I am going to be able to plan everything out. And what my goal is weight loss and being healthier. I have a 4-year-old and I am 41 years old, so I'd like to be around as long as humanly possible to be able to keep up with her because she's got a lot of spunk. So the plan is you have an eat day, you have a fast day. Based on some research that I did, I'm going to fast 3 days a week for this month, and the other 4 days are going to be eat days. The general idea is that you can eat whatever you want on the days that you eat. So, let's go. Welcome back to the present, or the future, or the present. No, back to the present. As I said, I wanted to challenge myself and keep myself accountable to the best of my ability for a 30-day stint in alternate day fasting. And here's how it went. I think the first thing that we really need to talk about, or that I really need to say, is that I am not a dietitian. I am not a nutritionist. I am not a scientist. I am not a physicist. I'm not a chemist. And when it comes to alternate day fasting or any kind of diet, do your own research and talk to your doctor.
That sounds about right.
To start out, let's talk a little bit about my history and the various weights that I have been through. Growing up, I was always a little bit bigger than my friends. I look back now at pictures of me when I was younger and thought that I was fat and kind of wish I was as fat as I was then when I thought I was fat, but clearly I wasn't. So we can determine from that there was already some body dysmorphia, but I did feel like I was bigger than my friends, and I was 5'11". Most of my friends were much shorter and much smaller than me, but I didn't think of it that way. I just thought I was fatter than them. I didn't have great eating habits. I didn't have the mindset to research diets, and so I would try different things when I was a kid, like potato diets, or don't eat anything but like a couple eggs. I would exercise, and nothing ever seemed to change the way that my body looked. Getting a little bit older, I had kids. I had my first child when I got pregnant when I was 19. I had her when I was 20 and never quite lost that weight. And then I had my next child when I was 22 and never quite lost that weight. And then the next one when I was 25 and never quite lost that weight. I kind of revolved around, at that point in time, this 220, 225 weight that I was incredibly unhappy with. When I think back on it now, I still wasn't eating well or healthy, and I had very poor ideas of what dieting looked like and what it should be for me. I just thought I was trying. Now we enter a portion of my life where I did lose a lot of weight. I joined Nutrisystem. I followed their plan. I lost a lot of weight, and at the same time, I changed jobs to a job that was very physical. It was 8 hours a day of picking stuff up and putting it down and constantly moving. I was moving and exercising more than I ever had in my entire life. Not only was I doing that, but at the exact same time for those 5 years, I was also dancing, sometimes up to 4 times a week, which to me didn't really feel like exercise because it was a lot of fun. But when I look back on it, I was basically exercising for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, plus throw in a couple extra hours a week for my 4 various dance classes. That's a lot. And I got down pretty thin, I think 170 pounds, and I could eat whatever I wanted at that point. I stopped the Nutrisystem because I just kept losing weight. Went back to eating fast food and whatever I wanted, frozen pizzas, macaroni and cheese, and the weight just kept coming off because I was killing myself, physically speaking, and just didn't quite put 2 and 2 together until I stopped with that job because my body had just broken down and everything hurt all the time. And that weight just came right back, plus some. Went all the way up to past my 220, past my 225 that I thought I was the biggest I had ever been in my life, all the way to 230, 235, and thought, that's it. Not doing this anymore. I started doing some research, started reading some books about what other people were doing and how food affects your body, how some of the body processes work. I'm not an expert, but a lot of the things that I was learning was kind of clicking with me. So I decided to try intermittent fasting. I lost about 15 pounds just restricting my eating hours, and then whoops, surprise pregnant. And I lost about another 10 pounds in the beginning of that because it was the sickest I had ever been and I threw up a lot. So those first 4 months was about another 10-pound loss just because I couldn't keep anything down. But as some of you probably know, as soon as I could eat, boy did I. And all of it came back with a vengeance. So now I'm no longer steady 230, now I'm 240, and I can't get that off. It was really starting to make me nervous because I remember at one point in time I told myself I would never go above 200. So here I am sitting at 240 thinking that I really need to make a difference. And me and my husband both tried a ketogenic diet. He lost a bunch of weight and I lost a little bit of weight, but we were eating better. We were cooking at home. We were trying different things and we were eating out a little bit less. And all of that stuff was a good start. The holidays came. We just threw everything out the window and just started eating whatever we wanted without us even realizing it. Back up to 240, and now we're getting ready to sell our house that we had been in for 15 years and move to a new place. There was a lot of eating out then. We were tired, we were stressed, we were exhausted. All that stuff was adding more weight and more weight. On top of that, I was to be a matron of honor in a wedding that I swore I was going to lose weight for and ended up gaining another 10 pounds. By June 2021, I am 250 some odd pounds in the dress that I swore I was going to lose weight for, but didn't, but gained it. And I was like, enough is enough. So I have to try something different. Why did I decide on alternate day fasting? I was kind of like already restricted my eating hours, but not eating for a whole day sounded insane to me. Insane. I don't think that I could ever do that. Just the thought of it like made my whole body go, no, that's dangerous. Like even not eating breakfast. A lot of people would be like, well, that's the most important meal of the day. And I'm like, but I'm not hungry. So why would I eat when I'm not hungry? I digress. So, did some research. Tried to find some videos and books that helped explain what the body would go through if you didn't eat. And what I found out was pretty intriguing. Aside from it being dangerous, as I thought, everybody talks about starvation mode and all of the things you were taught growing up and how you just need to eat. And the one diet I was on at one point in time was like, you need to eat a meal, then a snack, then a meal, then maybe 2 snacks and another meal. Just constantly eat so you're never hungry. You'll lose weight, right? What research led me to was a term called autophagy. That's the thing that really interested me. So autophagy means, basically it means auto-eating. It's a natural process your body goes through, and it's just basically dealing with the destruction of cells. At its basic level, that's kind of what it is. I don't think that I can explain it well because of all those things I said in the beginning about not being a nutritionist or a scientist. So I will link some videos down below that I thought were helpful in explaining it in a way that this girl could understand. It's a natural process your body goes through that is what you could equate to a recycling process. And it only happens after you've fasted for a certain amount of time. So your body we're never allowing it to go through its natural recycling process of it kind of dealing with the destruction of these cells because we're always eating. So it basically cleans out damaged and old cells. It's kind of a auto default is when it kicks in, is to go in and eat and clean up and recycle the things that aren't good for your body first. I'm gonna just read off a couple of things that I wrote down that my research says that autophagy does. It reduces pathogens. I can't read my own handwriting. It removes damaged proteins, and it has possible anti-cancer benefits. I'm gonna give Dr. Berg a shout out and link one of his videos down below so you can get a little bit more information. I think he does a quick snapshot on the benefits of autophagy. All of these are reasons why I decided to give it a shot. Now let's talk about the how.
Yes, it is easy.
And it's super easy. All of the diets I've ever been on have always stressed me out and been really hard, but this one is just don't eat for a whole day. My goal and my intention was to not eat for one day after dinner, which can be anywhere between 6:30 if we have an early dinner or 9:30 if we have a late dinner. Go to bed, not eat the whole next day, then go to bed, then get up the next day and eat whatever I want, the same as the day before. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, no eat days. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, eat whatever you want days. And that was my plan. That's how I wanted to purposefully not restrict myself on anything. Saying things like, I don't eat that, or I can't eat that. I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to eat whatever I felt like it. So that's what I did. And I wanted to see how well it worked. I did no exercise and I did not restrict any calories. I just want to test it. It's the first 30 days. I want to see how it goes. Why don't we check out what I did eat and or drink? Because I also drank a lot. A rotate. Hey, I just want to do a quick update. It's Tuesday of my second week of alternate day fasting. Yesterday was my fast day. Today is my eat day. I did my measurements last night. I'll put them up on the screen. This is only week 2 of 4 weeks. And my first week wasn't bad. I didn't have any issues with my fasting days. And my eat days were pretty solid eat days. Again, I'm not counting any calories. I'm not counting any carbs. I'm just trying to be real easy with this first month because I'm hoping that maybe in month 2 we can make other changes and kind of tweak things slowly as we go and see if things work. But on my fast days, I have black coffee, tea, and water, lots of water, or sparkling water. So, okay, totally just got caught videotaping myself. But I have to go into work now. So I want to wrap this up just by saying that today is my first eat day on the second week, and I tried to eat a bowl of oatmeal this morning with some pecans and blueberries in it, and I couldn't finish it. I was so full by the time I was halfway through. I just thought that was a weird thing because your girl can eat a lot. So I was pretty impressed with myself that I couldn't even get through a whole bowl of oatmeal. And maybe we'll check back in later. Just checking in. This is Thursday of week 3, and so far so good. I only oopsied once. Last Friday, had tacos and margaritas. It's a rough day at work. But other than that, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays have been total fast days. I did have some oatmeal this morning. I made a bowl, but I only ate half of it, and I don't feel as tired as I did, say, last week. When I ate oatmeal, I just felt like in the before times when they'd bring donuts to work and I'd eat a donut, and then I was just absolutely tired. Like I just wanted to take a nap on my desk. And I kind of felt that way after the oatmeal, even though I don't put any sugar in it or anything. So I don't know where the tired was coming from. I'm sure there's some sort of science behind that. And I'm not restricting anything right now. That's the whole point of this first month, is no restrictions. I'm eating whatever I want. And sometimes what I want is ice cream. That knowing that I'm not eating exactly what I want at any given point in time. And I feel like that's what's always caught me up in the past, is like, God, I really want those french fries, but I know I'm not supposed to have them. And I would either sneak away to eat them, or I try to tell my brain that I didn't eat them, even though I ate 2 servings of them.
Cindy, can you leave some for us? I thought you were trying to lose weight.
Lay off me, I'm starving.
I haven't been as hungry on my eat days, even though I'm just trying to eat whatever I want, not worry about it. I made the keto breadsticks because I wanted to know what they tasted like. So I think that's another mental thing. I have to eat it. Another point that I'm sure I've mentioned, or I will mention, is that staying very busy is exactly what needs to happen. So on my fast days, if I'm busy at work, I don't even notice. I drink a lot of water, so it doesn't even occur to me that I'm hungry at all until I get home and other people are eating. Then my body starts to revert to like, well, clearly other people are eating, so you should eat because, they're eating. And like last night, there was fish sticks and tater tots, and normally old me would be like in the kitchen eating tater tots off the pan right out of the oven, like quickly before anybody noticed. And I remember thinking that as I was walking through the kitchen last night and they were sitting there, and my brain was like, do it. But I didn't. So I'm very proud of myself. So that's my update. It's almost over. We got another week and a couple of days, and let's see where we're at. So far, so good. Let's talk about the no-eat days. Guys, it's not fun. You go through a lot mentally on a no-eat day, especially when everyone else is eating, or you have to come home and cook food for your family. And I've had to cook dinners on days that I haven't eaten, but my family's also been pretty supportive, and my husband will generally eat stuff that he knows that I don't like and that he really likes on my no-eat days, and take care of Eleanor and getting her fed. But for the most part, it hasn't really bothered me super bad. A few things have bothered me, and they've mostly been mental. One of them, fear of missing out. I see other people eating, or I see people going out to eat at lunch. I want it, and I feel like I'm missing out on something, and my default reaction is to be a little sad about it or a little anxious about it. And it's strange to learn that, but it's beneficial because I now know that I can make it throughout a whole day without eating. And I think I've went as far as 41 hours of fasting at the longest, just because when I got up the next day, I just wasn't hungry. So I just fasted till I felt like eating, and it happened to be 41 hours, and it wasn't that big of a deal. But it's the visuals for me. So I know that on my fasting days that I need to be wary of visuals, and I need to mind my own brain and my own emotions around food. And it has been a learning curve, and it's been a freeing curve, because now I know these things about myself and I can work on these things, because I don't think that they're very healthy, and I didn't even know it existed until I did this. So I'm glad that I did. So now I can work on that. Number 2, stress-free eating. I'm not upset about eating an Oreo or going out for pizza with my family, where before I would do it, but I'd make myself feel really, really, really bad about it. And I didn't do that this month. I just didn't eat and then ate whatever I wanted. Sometimes it was healthy, as you saw. Sometimes it wasn't. I still lost weight. We'll talk about that in a bit. And while it seems easy, and I keep saying that it's easy, there are some days that it's really hard. My stomach would growl and grumble, and I would have all of those regular body cues that you've taught yourself your whole life. It's time to eat. Or I'm really grumpy because I'm not eating. Or insert anything here that you can think of for yourself. Hangry, hypoglycemia, any of that stuff. It's personality traits you put on yourself based on habitual life decisions and practicing into that state. Would I get a little grumpy when I was hungry? Sometimes, but ultimately it was eye-opening to understand these things about myself and how I can change my behaviors. I can change the way that I perceive the situation as it's happening. And I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't fully not eat for a day. But the longer I did it, the easier it was. to go from day to day. I think I put in one of my updates earlier. I was really surprised on how much the food that I was eating was affecting me and how tired I was after I ate. Just wanted to kind of put that in there. And I knew it was in direct connection to what I ate when I ate it. I could tell if I had something super carb heavy or anything sugary after fasting for, 32 to 36 hours, but I would be tired and I didn't want to be tired at work. So sometimes I would just wait. So I think my body just had to adjust to whatever it needed to adjust to. And I have to be a little bit more wise about what I'm putting in, not so much because I want to restrict myself to lose weight, but because I want to feel good when I eat. So yeah, I'm going to put up my starting measurements and weight, and then I'm going to put up on this side where I am on the actual 30 days because I'm taping this a little bit early. I just wanted to make sure I got it in when I had time. I do know that I have lost weight, even though I ate pizza and chicken wings and ice cream. You can go see my video where me and my son do a hot sauce challenge, and I ate an entire pint of ice cream by myself after having the hottest hot wing I had ever had in my life. I had drinks, margaritas, bourbon, tequila, and I still lost weight. Did I lose a ton of weight? I don't believe so. I'll know in a couple of days exactly how much, but I'm still surprised that I lost. So my next steps, where I'm going from this, is my next 30 days, I'm going to continue alternate day fasting. I really want to give it a good shot. Plus, it's the easiest diet I've ever been on. My next 30 days is officially going to be a no alcohol 30 days. And I'm going to see if that has any effect on the amount of weight that I lose. And then we will probably add something else in the following month. To me, making one change at a time over a 30-day period is probably a little bit smarter than trying to do all of those at once. This is it. Do you have any questions for me? I will answer them. Ask me in the comments. I'll write back. And if you have any suggestions or tips, let me know. Do you alternate day fast? Have you tried it? What are your thoughts when you think about not eating for a full day? I mean, like from nighttime to nighttime. Like what does that mean to you? Like, how does that make you feel? Because I know the first time I heard it, I was like, oh, hells to the no. And now here I am, 30 days in, not eating 3 days of a 7-day week, and actually not having a bad time. So thank you so much for joining me and hanging out. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day. And just remember,